Okay, so each week when we get together, part of our time, a main focus of our time will really be in walking through and reviewing what has been posted in the course platform so that you're clear on the expectations and work for the week. And so as we look at our course, there are a couple of sections that are good for you to start with, including the student resources that helps you to really learn more about Blackboard and how to navigate. But we also have the Start Here, which is a very important space to spend some time. So there's information about the course and our focus, right? And a lot of this information was pulled directly from the syllabus. As I said, I will need to circle back in terms of the book. I really, really like this book, so I'm a little bit sad that you got a different book, but we'll have to update that. And then there also is this information regarding me. And so you have here my UDC email as well as my cell phone. I do allow students to text me because I feel like when you have time to do work is when you need to be able to do that work. And that's usually when you have a question. So I try to be as responsive as possible. So if you are working on something, if you have a question, if you need something, please feel free to send me a text message. You can also call me, but depending upon what else is going on, I might not be available to answer. I do lots of things throughout the day, and it really feels like I teach most evenings. I do other things during the day. And so you can always call, you can leave a message. I might answer if I'm available, but a text message or email are the quickest way to get in touch with me. There is also the video here where I walk through my approach to teaching. And so from my perspective, most of you are already working in the field. And the work that you do with infants and toddlers is incredibly important. You are literally building their brain in your interactions with them. And so it's really important to me that you do the coursework, that you are really thinking about how this can support you in being an effective educator with very young children. And so I'm more concerned about you doing the work than you doing it on time. Most of you are adults that have been working for a while, are working full-time, going to school. Time management is not necessarily a skill that you're working on. And so again, I'm more concerned about making sure that you get the content and you're able to apply it to your work with young children than being really strict about due dates. And so while each module is a week's worth of content, and I do recommend that you complete all of the work by the Sunday in which the week is that it's assigned. I actually set all the due dates as the end of the term because I will accept work up until the end of the course. In addition, with the challenges that so many of us have experienced and continue to experience with the pandemic, I currently am not deducting points for late submission. And so really, in a lot of ways, this course is a self-paced course of where there are suggested due dates of the end of the week in which the module is posted. But most importantly is that you're doing it before the course ends. And so in this video, I talk about that a little. We also have the syllabus here. which hopefully you've taken some time to review and go through. Oops. There we go. Oh my goodness. My computer is not being happy with me right now. Okay. So what is most important with the syllabus, because most of it is pretty standard, right? We do have the required text, which again, it looks like I'm going to have to update that. And so I will be in touch around that piece. However, there's a lot of additional reading that I will be providing with other resources, and all of those readings, all of those materials will be posted in the learning modules, right? So it's nothing that you'll have to purchase or get a copy of. There's also a summary of the assignments and all of the work that is included in the course. But as I said, I think that the real meat of the syllabus, where you want to spend most of your time, is in the course schedule outline. And so you can see that each module focuses on a specific topic, which is aligned with the course textbook, but really is just best practice in terms of observation and assessment. And so each week, at the beginning of the week, I will post the module with all of the information, and you can see the assignments and activities that are due each week. So if we go back into our platform and we go to module 1, this is all of the information, all of the work for this week, right? And so each module will include these 3 folders. So the first folder, the instructional materials, has all of the content for the week. The second folder has the discussions and any journal entries that would be due that week. And the third folder has any assignments, tests, or other things that are due, right? The other thing that I would say in terms of thinking about your planning and organization of your coursework and getting things turned in, I do ask that you prioritize the discussions, because I am asking that you not only post your response to the discussion question, but that there's also some back and forth conversation happening between you, right? And so people have to be in the discussion and participating in this discussion, especially since we're a pretty small group, to make that all happen. So we'll go ahead and start with the instructional materials. And again, we have information on the textbook, which I will update. So please disregard that until I get clarification on our textbook. But then I have a number of videos and resources that you will be looking at. So starting with child screening and assessment. And so there is information here in terms of child observation and the importance of observing infants and toddlers. And so there is a lot of information here for you to review. And I do want you to go through each of the sections on the outline on the left here, right? So we have what is observation? Why do we want to observe young children? So on and so forth. So click on each of those and read through the information, right? So it is a lot of content. So I would encourage you to kind of think out your week and your timeline for reviewing the information on that website. There's also a link to this website on observing infants and toddlers. And this is a resource out of California that's connected to the work of the Program for Infant Toddler Caregiving. who are the authors of most of the coursework or most of the textbooks that are used throughout the courses in this track. And so I have links to a number of the pages on this site that really just give you some good information about what is observation and how to observe. So in terms of the textbook itself, you should receive that in the mail. So you'll have a hard copy of that, but all of the other reading materials and content will be digital.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
So the textbook, which I believe it sounds like some of you have received, correct? So you received, Dorothea, you said you got a book called Spotlight on Young Children Observation and Assessment?
Yes.
Has anyone else received that book in the mail?
No.
No.
I had called yesterday at the UDC library, and they say that the book is a hard copy that we have to come to and get it ourselves. And they said the book was ready since December, but somebody haven't even reached out to.
Okay. So I'll do a little bit of following up to figure out what's going on with the textbook. Because again, I had a different textbook in terms of developing this course around. So that's a whole other ball of wax. But yes, you should have a hard copy of the book, whether you have to pick it up in person or it's mailed to you, I don't know. But I'll follow up and find out.
Okay, so would I have to exchange this book I have? Because I'm trying to think how I'm going to do my assignments.
So at this point, I don't want you to worry about the textbook reading assignment, because my guess is that they chose a different book. It may be that the book that we've used in previous semesters is no longer in print. I don't know. So I need to follow up on that, and then I probably will be revising the syllabus and revising the reading assignments. So for this week, I don't want you to worry about the textbook.
Okay.
Okay, that's good, because they say, I was telling them what book that you had in the syllabus, and they was like, that wasn't it, it was a Spotlight the Young Child. So I need to figure out if they want to send the book back to the published or not.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's the Spotlight on Young Children. And so if you want to go ahead and pick that up, you're more than welcome to. I need to confirm that and get a copy of it myself so that I can update the syllabus and the reading assignments.
Okay, thank you. Because I guess you can call them, I guess, later on tomorrow and figure it out before they try to take the book back then. Because they was like, they said it been there since December. It's just now what, March? So yeah.
Well, and yeah. So my guess is because I think we're one of the few, I don't know, but most courses are 15 weeks rather than, or 16 weeks rather than 2 8-week courses. So like I taught a different course the first 8 weeks of the semester, and now we're moving into this course the second 8 weeks. And so probably that book was purchased at the beginning of the semester. So again, I need to follow up with the coordinator for our department and clarify.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yep. So I'll be sending an email out to everybody.
All right, thank you.
And hopefully the bookstore doesn't then send all those books back, but
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, we just won't have a textbook, but that's okay. So there are more links here. So again, this is from the same website, but looking at descriptive writing and thinking about why that is important. And when you are observing children and documenting what you see and what you hear, there's information here as well. And then we have, this is a video which I think does a really nice job of providing an overview of assessment and the different purposes of assessment and why how we use that information to support our work with young children. So this is a video that I created showing an online module. So watch that video. And there is the other one final page in terms of positive language. And this should actually be at the top. So, so this is just in each module under the learning materials. There is a document that just lists the objectives for the week in terms of what it is that we're focusing on for that week, right? So at the end of the day, when the biggest thing is to just go through all of the resources in this folder and make sure that you've reviewed them, watched the videos, read the websites, to get that information in terms of really identifying what is observation and assessment, and what does it look like. And then if we move into the engage and explore, this week we actually have a number of discussions, and I had posted 3 and only 2 are showing up. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So hold on a second. So I'm going to take us to a different page where this is all organized so that I can walk you through it. And I'm going to have to fix some of the things that did not take when I loaded that in. So I apologize about that. So I'm just waiting for this page to load so then I can share. Because in addition to the 2 discussions that are introductory and don't have points assigned to them, we also have a discussion that does have points assigned to it, and I don't know why it's not there because it was before. Oh, actually, I may be overthinking this. Let me make sure those are visible. Aha! Okay, so it wasn't as tragic as I thought it was. So hold on. I did load it and it did take, they just were not visible. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. Technology is wonderful till it's not. Okay, so if we go back in, and actually let me put this back into student preview so it looks the way that it looks like to you. Okay. So under engage and explore with our discussions, and it looks like folks have gone into the first and the first 2, right, which is where you will be introducing yourself. And so if you click on this, it has the instructions of introducing yourself. You can do a video or a photo. And so you can see that some folks have been in here. There also is the syllabus review and acknowledgement for you to just go in and acknowledge that you read the syllabus. And then we have our main discussion. And this is what our discussions will look like each week, right? And so we have here a video on authentic assessment. And so you'll play the video. Okay, so you'll play through the video. And then you are going to respond to these questions of what is authentic assessment and how does authentic assessment support planning and individualization? So really thinking about how observation supports educators in planning for, setting goals for, and individualizing to meet each child. And all of this content is talked about in the video. So that's your first post, is that you will post a response to these two questions. Then you will respond to at least 2 classmates commenting on what they shared and providing more information. And this is where I want to see you making connections to all of the resources that are in the learning materials folder. And then the final post, so you'll do a total of 4 discussion posts, is that you will summarize what the conversation was, right? And so talking about what you shared in your initial post, what others shared in responding to you, and your key takeaways from the discussion. And so this really is meant to mirror what would happen if we were in a physical classroom and together and talking to each other, right? So instead of having class discussions in person, we have these discussions through this discussion thread. And this is why it is so important that you are prioritizing participating in the discussion the week that it's posted, right? Because you need to have people to respond to. And if you look over here, you can see that this is graded. Each one is 37.5 points. And so the discussions are a big part of the syllabus and the overall grade. And there also is a specific rubric that is used in grading. And so that's what I'll provide. I'll use this rubric and provide feedback based on each of those pieces. And then, though, actually, I'm going to pause. So in terms of the learning materials, as well as the discussions, are there any questions?
So basically, all this we just reading the like the information on observations and assessments and stuff. So for this week 1, and then and then we answer that discussion board you just posted on there until you, I guess, you get back with us, I guess, next Thursday to see what we had to read, like the correct books and stuff.
Yes, so I'll get back to you before Thursday. So I'm going to reach out and probably have a response to you by tomorrow, would be my guess, in terms of the textbook. But for this week, I don't want you to worry about the textbook reading.
Okay, that's fine.
We're just going to waive that.
Okay, so right now, just read what you posted, like the materials and stuff. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I just want to have a clear, understanding. Okay.
That works. Yeah, I'd rather you ask questions and understand than not do it. So yes, so you'll look through all of the materials under instructional materials folder, read all of those websites, watch the videos, and then you'll participate in these 3 discussions. And then the assignment folder is actually, this is an easy piece for you because you're not actually having anything due, but I just want you to read through and familiarize yourself with the assignments that are part of the course, right? And so this lists for you all of the different activities that you'll be doing over the course of the class and what that will look like, right? And so for this week, you're just reviewing to make sure that you're clear on the expectations and the different assignments that will be due. So the big things that you need to be focusing on are looking through the materials and participating in the 3 discussions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if there are other questions that folks want addressed while we're all together. Okay, so each week when we meet on Thursdays, I will record as we walk through the course and the module. And then so once this recording has been processed, I will actually post it as an announcement. And so that's really a good place for you to go to sort of get a sense of the course. And actually we didn't look at the announcement, so I'm glad that I said that. So if we go to the announcements here, you can see that I posted a welcome announcement, welcoming you to the course and giving you the link for Zoom, right? And so when we are done and when the video has processed, I will send out another announcement. I will also, you should get notification in your email as well that the announcement has been sent. And so I'll include this video so you can go back and rewatch it if you want to. And I'll also give an update in terms of the textbook and those kinds of things. And so as we go through the course, one of the things that you'll realize is that a good way to review where we've been, what we've talked about, and particularly in preparation for the final exam, is to actually look through the announcements, because it really does kind of give you the flow of everything that we talk about throughout the course of the class. Okay. So with that, if there are not additional questions, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Because as I said, this is just an opportunity to do a quick check-in, and all of the content and information for the class is provided online.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or you need anything. Otherwise, I'll be in touch about the book. I'll post the video and I'll see you next Thursday.
Okay. Enjoy your evening, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.